Welcome back to In the Know with Lolo Knows. Today we have a very special guest who embodies the vibrant spirit of Detroit's electronic music scene. Please join me in welcoming QURL, a talented bass house DJ known for her heavy-hitting bangers and captivating performances with a unique style that seamlessly blends bass house, G house, tech house, and more. I've seen her do it all because she did it on my show. QURL has graced the decks alongside international artists like Golf Clap, Hugel. She's also been a featured guest on my Club Kid Mix show, where I truly do know talent when I see it. And this year, she's set to take the stage at Movement Detroit, further solidifying her place in the scene. Get ready to dive deep into her journey, her inspirations, and her thoughts on the evolving landscape of dance music. QURL, what's
Hello, hello. Thank you so much for having me.
I know we've been wanting to do this for a minute, and you have
Long
done a
time.
mix on my show. You've been a very big supporter of Lolo Knows, and that mix is still getting heard. You do know
I
that.
know. Yeah,
You
I
know,
know. It's crazy. The numbers are still pumping. I'm like,
yeah,
wow,
and that's
that's
that,
so
and that,
cool.
if you're seeing it on SoundCloud, those one of the numbers. I have it Amazon Music, you know, iHeartRadio. So all of those where you can find Lolo Knows is on there, and you can go to some of my past shows. We've kind of evolved Lolo Knows into this more this visual, but yet I'm doing stuff with Deep Space Radio weekly now, so it's kind of evolved
Yeah,
from everything that I've been doing on my own for so long. So it's nice to kind of like be evolving into these other spaces and still bringing the brand along and bringing my friends along too,
I love it. I
like
love it.
you. So like
Yes.
we saw each other last year, last summer, where I got your killer intro, by the way. You went up there like a gangster, and you had there was all of this stuff going on around you because from the previous set, and they had so much
Yeah,
going on. They had bubbles blowing. You're like, wait a minute,
yeah.
and then all of a sudden you pull right on in, and then as soon as before that bass drop, it had QURL. And then it
Yeah.
went boom, and then you went in. It was just so dope. And I do have that on video. I do have to post that. I'm definitely gonna post
Yes.
that, before the Thursday show. That actually reminds me to get that footage out so I can post that. I love that. But
I love to see it. Yeah.
yeah, you went in. You went in, and I
Thank
was like,
you.
yeah, yep. And the fact that you're playing movement, how do you feel?
Oh my gosh. Well, to be honest with you, I never thought that I would be able to play movement just because of like the style of music I play. Like I play more like bass heavy music now. Like I play a lot of like, trap and like even dubstep and
Mm-hmm.
it's not your typical movement. Like I'm not your typical movement artist, but I think that movement is moving more towards like welcoming all genres. So I think that like it was a great pick for them to have me, come in doing what I do. So needless to say, I'm very, very excited. The moment I got that email, I started planning for my set and I have a lot of big things planned for the set. I have a lot of new music that I'm ready to show and I'm doing like a lot of like fun surprises for like I don't know people in the crowd and yeah, just to kind of like make everyone feel like, welcomed and as a whole. So I'm pumped.
I can't wait to be there for it. You
Yeah,
know,
it's gonna be a
this
good
is going
one.
to be
I'm so
exciting. I'm
excited.
I'm excited to feel and I really do enjoy watching you play, hearing you play even with the mixes. I really
Thank you.
feel your energy really authentically just coming through, and it's just all you know.
Yes, I
And I
know.
love
Thank you.
that.
I appreciate that. Yeah, 100%. That's like one of my missions is to just like be like as authentic as I possibly can and just not put myself in a box because I feel like, as a Detroit artist, people expect you to just be like house or techno, and I'm like
Hmm.
I'm so much more than that.
Yeah,
So this movement set is really like a showcase of everything that is me. So it's going to be really cool for
that's
everyone to
awesome.
witness and for me to even witness.
I could totally relate to that though, what you just said. Originally I had that thought too. I never wanted to be put in the box, when in the area that I'm in, Cleveland and Akron, it kind of felt appropriate to do so considering the fact that there's a lot of it's a very pop art, pop music market than like Detroit has for like house and techno. So we've had to
Yeah,
like build this house and techno scene here, all of us
yeah,
collectively. And I wanted to be known, if I had to do it, who am I at my core? I'm house. So I'm like, I just had,
100%.
even just being honest about that. But yeah, I can dabble into I love banging out techno and bass house and doing stuff like that. But it's not my norm. But I will get down like that, not a problem. But I get what you mean by that. And it's hard to not want to
100%.
put yourself in the box, but I felt it necessary in this area so that I could you know, make a name out here for myself and being very specific.
Yeah, and you did. You're killing it. You're killing it out there. Of
Thank you. I
course.
always appreciate having the love and support of my Detroit brothers and sisters. So thank you for that. Really, truly. It means so
Of
much to
course.
me. Seriously.
Of
So I
course.
want to ask you about your inspiration to DJing. Who was that? And when did you know you really wanted to pursue this?
So I, God, I've been listening to like house and techno music since I've been 11, 12 years old. And I remember the first time I discovered anything, it was Satisfaction by Benny Benassi. And I was just like in this trance, and I did a huge deep dive into LimeWire and just downloaded a bunch of shit. And I always knew that like I wanted to do something like music related. And yeah, electronic music has just been always a huge part of me. So I would say like that it's been a huge inspiration, and also artists just like Skrillex. I mean, he's like God tier, you know.
Hmm.
He inspired me to, you know, step out of my comfort zone and start mixing other stuff. And
It,
people like Dr. Fresh, who is also just really like big on community. He is one of the main reasons why I started DJing as well, just because he shows how fun it is and how expressive it is. And yeah,
how has the how has like the Detroit music scene nurtured your confidence as an artist?
how is it? What? I'm sorry.
How has the dance music scene in Detroit nurtured your confidence to step into this space?
Hmm. Nurtured my confidence. So
Or were you just
everyone
always
here is super
confident?
supportive.
Yeah.
Everyone here is really supportive. Like a lot of the DJs here are really supportive. So when I first started off DJing in the scene, I got a lot of support from literally almost everyone I talked to. And that right there is what really like built my confidence. And also just like taking on like a mentor and having them, you know, guide me and show me, you know, proper etiquette and you know, tips and tricks of, you know, DJing and all the technical stuff. So I think just the community here has really helped me step into my power.
Detroit is so loving. It really
It
is. And there
is.
is such a loving community there of, I can reach out to a number of DJs and you guys would just, set aside some time to
We do. That's why,
to
and that's like,
encourage or uplift or
yeah,
even, show, share some tips or tricks or whatever.
yeah. No, I know we're amazing, honestly. Like, I can, if I have a question about anything, I can reach out to, you know, anyone at any time, any given day, and I'll find an answer. And if they don't have an answer, they can point me to someone who does. So, really supportive group of people here. But you also just like have to find your like tribe of people that you want to roll with,
Yeah.
because there are a lot of supportive people here, but there's always going to be some like bad apples that, are gatekeepy and stuff like that. Yeah. So
You
you got to
don't
just
say.
know. Yeah, you got to just know, and you got to find out by trial and error. So
Which
we
brings
have,
me, so if you could change one thing about the current dance music scene, what would it be and why?
in Detroit or just as a whole.
Um, I think all of us are probably sharing a lot of similar stuff going on. So yeah, maybe on a
Yeah,
whole.
on a whole, what would I change? Um, it's kind of like a selfish thing, but I like with with electronic music becoming so mainstream, there's no plur etiquette anymore.
Right.
Like there's people shoving you through the crowd, like no, excuse you, no thank you, or like I don't know, people
Yes.
are just glued to their phones the entire sets. People aren't living in those sets, and everything is just like for show now. And then you get
Mm.
you get a lot of that energy where it's like, do you even like enjoy the music that you see here?
Exactly.
Are
Or is
you
this
having a
just
good
an
time?
opportunity? Is this just an opportunity for you to be
It's a
seen
photo
and to be
op.
a part of
Yeah,
something that you want to benefit from instead of
yeah,
just sharing it with all of these awesome, loving people, you know?
exactly, exactly. Yeah, I feel like, you know, this is such a welcoming scene, so we do welcome everyone, but yeah, I feel like a lot of people take that for granted, and it's like, yeah, a lot of people just use it for like a photo op or like, you know, clout and I don't know, just guys trying to get some ass or whatever.
Oh
But
boy.
yeah.
That we
I
could
mean,
talk
but
about. I'm sure that's another topic for some other
right.
thing. I think the big thing that I've noticed over the years, and I will say this, is um allowing the scene to be infiltrated by folks who don't sit on the side with the
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
who created this space in the first place as a safe space for the introverts or our gay and our trans and our black and
The
brown
black
folks.
sheeps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that
Yeah. I agree
and we're not being
1000%.
and the women aren't being protected either. So if
Yes.
she has a problem, where are these guys following up to address it
Yeah.
and not allow that problem to enter the premises of that place, especially when
Yeah.
you're exerting disrespect and physical abuse on
Yep.
someone. Like,
Yeah, I
what's
know.
up? What happened back in the day?
I
We would
know.
have been on. We would have been
I know.
out there, like,
I know you would have got your
and
ass kicked
out. You
out,
would have
literally
gotten your
thrown
ass
out.
kicked out and thrown out, and
Yep.
you were settled straight,
I
But
know.
like, you got these people who ain't even trying to do that, or they're just kind of, oh, just kind of doing this and just
Paid off. Yeah.
right.
I know. It's crazy. Yeah, a lot of stuff is a money grab lately, it seems like, which is a shame, But I mean, I get it. Everyone's trying to cut a check, but like, when did our morals come into
Mm-hmm.
negotiation with that?
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly. I walked into this space because I felt like even when I walked into this space all those years ago, it was, I always said it saved my life.
me too.
Like it made me feel like I felt a part of something. And it
Yeah,
was it was the best place to be,
yeah,
and I never wanted
I
to
agree.
lose that feeling. So I stuck it out,
Hmm.
all these years, even today. And yes, some of those spaces don't feel like that.
I know, I agree. But we have a lot of clubs here that, you
Yes.
know, do make sure that this is a safe space, especially for women, which I really, really appreciate that a lot, because like we have like a lot of women promoters that, are looking out for the girls and even like the guy promoters, I can't even just say it's just the girls. Like we have a lot of good promoters and club owners in the scene here in Detroit. I mean, like I said, it's always going to be a few bad apples, but like the big clubs here, they're looking out for us for the most part.
I love
So
that.
gotta just keep supporting those clubs and not supporting the ones that, aren't protecting women.
I think all those should be put on notice, those clubs that aren't protecting women.
Yeah,
Some of
yeah, I
those
know.
ones, it should be like a list. Like we should have like
Yeah,
some sort of like a Google sheet.
yeah, I know. It's yeah, or be like, yeah,
Like,
do exactly that and be like,
or
this is going public if you don't do something about
go
it.
with your, make sure you're grouped up, or and you guys don't leave each
Yeah,
other alone. That's another thing. Let's talk about like club etiquette in regards to some of these newbies coming in, and
yeah,
partying and being in the scene for the first time. First of all, be around a group of people that you have fun with and you trust. And that you're
yeah,
all going to look out for each other and you're not really going to let each other out of each other's sight.
yep. I know, buddy system. It sounds silly, but like it's so important, dude. Like there's a lot of people getting drugged recently. I mean, always, but I feel like
Yeah.
now it's like more prevalent and yeah, there's a big drug problem going on right now with, fentanyl and ketamine and it's just really
Yes.
dangerous and it's really scary. Like, don't accept drinks from strangers.
Right.
Always be with a friend. Go out
Yes.
with people you know.
Yes.
Like I've seen so many times just like a random girl like sitting down or like sprawled out in the club and I'm like, where are your friends? And I'll
Right.
have to like get them a water and like order them an Uber and like
Right.
make sure like text me when you get home,
Those aren't your
just like
friends. I'm sorry.
yeah, that those
Like
and
if
I
they're
yeah,
going to
I'll
up
tell them I'm
out and
like
leave you like that. Like who does
those are
that?
not your friends. Yeah.
I've left club
Yeah.
nights where I was carrying a girl out because she was out of it. But
Yeah,
we
it's
made
sad,
sure
dude.
we
And
got
it's
her
like,
back to the hotel safe.
yep.
But it is one of those things where it's like, why are you hanging out with people that will leave you that way? And the second of all, I will have to say this. Of course, like drink water as much as you can at the
Oh my God, I
club,
know.
man. You know what I
You ask
mean?
any of my friends, I'm like, drink water. Are you drinking water? I'll
I
buy waters for
know.
all my friends. I'm like, drink more water.
Water. Keep yourself, even if you're trying to like get a buzz or whatever, but don't go over that because then you're a mess. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Just,
100%. And you know what? Like happens to the best of us, or
I
we
know.
all get too messed up, and it's up to your friends to be like, all right, we need to go home. You can't be out in public like this.
Right.
And I feel like that's where friends will get left behind because their friends are like, well, I want to like stay, like I paid for this, blah 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 blah, and it's like, all right, then you're gonna just leave your friend to, you know, to do whatever over there in the corner. It's like, yeah, it's crazy.
It's wild.
It is.
Okay, let's talk about all the newcomers, new
Yeah.
DJs coming in the scene. Um, I don't know if you've noticed, but do you believe that the newcomers in the scene should respect the history of dance music? And how important is it for them to connect with those who came before them?
Oh my God. Like, yes, and the most important. Like,
And
it's,
share why, even with your
yeah,
experience being
you
in
have to
Detroit with
show,
all the legends.
yeah, you have to show homage to the people before you and the people before them, you know. I made it a point, like when I first started DJing, to go out and meet everyone, shake hands with everyone, connect with everyone, you know, give props and props is due, sit down with people and just respect, you know. Like if you gain the respect of your peers in your city that you're DJing in, you can
Mhm.
go really far away, I think. I feel like the moment you think that you're better than everyone and you don't need the respect of your elders is kind of when you shoot yourself in the foot
Right.
and it's harder to get booked and do things. So, yeah, it's important to not only pay homage to the ones before you, but also just take a deep dive into the house music or whatever genre culture that you're in and just getting well versed in that and being very knowledgeable in who started it, who's killing it now, and just, yeah, just make sure you are on your P's and Q's when you know what you're talking about with these people.
Right. Absolutely. What advice would you give to aspiring DJs who want to carve out their own identity in the music industry while also honoring the roots of the genre?
Well, a little like what I just said, you know, like when I first started DJing, you know, I went to a lot of open decks, but I went and saw like a lot of DJs play, a lot of older DJs just to yeah, you can learn from these people. Obviously, they've been in it for a very long time. So just go out there, shake some hands with people, do open decks, be a nice, genuine person,
Hmm.
um, and be a student. Like be like really easy to work with as well.
That's important.
Don't have an ego, but like I swear, like it really comes down to just like being a nice person. You can be
Mm.
the most talented, the most coolest or hottest, like doesn't matter, dude. You're a dick, no one's gonna want to work with you.
That is
So
so true. And
it's so
even
true.
you
I
know,
mean, like,
especially promoters, they don't
yeah,
want to take no crap, and especially if they have a very successful show and they've got a
yeah,
hundred other DJs that would, that they can book and hire.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's like, you know, we're a dime in a dozen. You know, there's a million DJs. If
Yeah.
you make a bad name for yourself, guess what? Bye. No one's gonna want to work with you anymore. And it takes a while for like
Yes.
it'll take a while to like gain that like relationship back, you know? Like you can, you know, put your tail in between your legs and say, "Hey, I've been a dick and I'm sorry," you know. That's more respectful than just not owning up to it and just continuing to be an asshole. So I think just being kind really goes a long way because more people will want to work with you and just be easy to work with. Don't make all these crazy demands, you know.
I
Get
kind of
in. We're there to do a job. Get in there, don't get too messed up while you're DJing.
That's true.
Have fun, have a few drinks, like I have a few drinks, I
Yeah.
like to party, I like to have fun. But get in there, do your job, do a good job, connect with the people that just saw you play, make a name for yourself, and also whenever you're ready, I think, making music is a really great way to project yourself into, getting more eyes and more ears on you as well. So it took me a while, I have been DJing for 6 years. I just been producing for about a year now. So it took me a while to finally like, take myself seriously and start producing. But I also just, everyone's journey is different. So I took longer to like really just like perfect DJing for me and
Let's
my
talk
style.
about that. Didn't you you just went to that workshop, didn't you? At
Yeah.
the Underground Academy?
Yeah. Yes.
How was that
Yeah.
experience for you? And tell me, did that really give you the confidence to come out with your record Only Friends?
So that class was amazing. It was 3 weeks. It was three courses. So it was every Saturday, and they're like 3 to 4 hours with different speakers each week. So one week was about DJing. The following week, which was my favorite, was about artist management and like publication and just like the logistics behind like getting your music out there and getting it
Mm-hmm.
signed. And for that class, we had DJ Mink's manager, and he also manages like I think like Artline and like other like big names in the scene. And this other guy's name was Matt, and he is a hip hop manager. So he's managed people like Busta Rhymes and like Wu-Tang Clan. So it was like so cool to get like both sides of it. So that was like my favorite class of that course. And then the last week was production, and they touched on some stuff. I had gotten that song signed last summer. um it was the first like breakbeat song that I ever made, and I was like, okay, this is, yeah, I want to get the sign. It's like my first original song. So I sent it to my favorite breakbeats label, which is 83 label.
Mm-hmm.
And back to what I said of just about like being a kind, like supportive person, I've been in touch with this label and the label boss for like a few years now because I always play their records. So when I sent that to them, he was like, "Oh, like you should just like make a few changes and we'll sign it." Did that, got signed. Um, so it just proves my point where if you're just like a good, kind person and supportive person, then and you make those connections with those people, then a lot can happen for you. Like I didn't expect to get anything signed anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like a shot in the dark, basically. And the fact that they liked it and they signed it was really cool. So, yeah, it was cool that that song came out around the same time I was taking that course because just like learning about all the logistics behind it is really cool, and like being able to like track the I forget what it's called, but being able to track like the stats on it with what they've told me was really, really neat. So they actually extended another 8 week Ableton 101 class to me that I just started yesterday. That's every Sunday.
Man,
So
that's
I'm gonna
awesome.
be doing more Ableton stuff, so I'm really, really excited. The first class was really cool. I've already learned a lot. And yeah, it's from it like I'm in the class with like people like all over the world. So it's really, really cool to see like who's playing what. Like we got someone from like Brooklyn who's doing like Jersey, and then we got like I think there is someone from overseas somewhere, but yeah, it's really cool. And it's really cool how they, found out about this course. And yeah, I'm really grateful that they extended this course to me with a full like scholarship. So it's really cool to
Congratulations.
like
That's a
have
big
people
deal.
believe. Yeah, no, it's really cool like to have, such a amazing group of people like stand behind you and believe in you. So I'm like so grateful for them and Paxa how like they've been really pushing for me and yeah, I'm not gonna disappoint them. I got a lot of
I know
stuff
you're
coming out.
not. I know you're
Yes.
not. So, where do you see Base House heading in the next few years? And do you think that you'll
So
continue with it, or do you think you'll evolve and try something else?
so I've been like producing a lot of G House actually, which is I don't know, I would say it's like closely translated to bass house, but I've been really like working more on bass house and getting like the sound design down,
Mm-hmm.
That's like the hardest part of
Yeah.
just like bass house, even like dubstep, it's just like making those like weird sounds. So I've been trying to really like focus in on that. Um, but yeah, I feel like bass house kind of fell off for a little bit, but I feel like as of this year, it's making a huge comeback. So I'm like, I feel like in maybe like a year or two, it's gonna be like back on top again. And I feel like it will happen at the perfect time because if I have a few more years behind my belt, I feel like I'll like meet up with that perfectly. So I think Bass House is gonna make a really big comeback. So I've been really working hard towards just making some good bass house music as well.
Yeah. How many records you got? You've been working on?
I have
Do you think it will be an
I have
album, or are
like
you going to
four
do
I
like an
have
EP?
no, I'm gonna do like basically what I'm doing right now is I'm stacking up a bunch of originals to
Mm-hmm.
shop to labels. So I'm just gonna wait until I have like at least 10 like solid songs and send those out to a few labels, see if anyone bites. And if not, then I'll do like a few self-releases, maybe an EP of like, I don't know, like two or three songs. But yeah, I really, want to get stuff signed because that's how you get more eyes on you. Like getting OnlyFriends
It's true.
signed. Yeah, getting OnlyFriends signed. I got a huge like a huge like rush of like Hispanic followers, which is really dope. So I have like fans in Spain now. So that's like kind of like what I'm going
Yeah.
for, just to get stuff signed. And yeah, if you get stuff signed to say like house calls, like Dr. Fresh label, like when he tours, he'll bring like people that he signs on tour with him. So it's just like thinking like big picture. But I'm not gonna, not release music if it doesn't get signed. It just, I gotta be patient and make sure I'm putting out the best stuff possible, stuff that represents me and what I play and stuff I can play in my sets, stuff
Yes.
that my friends can play in their sets and other DJs.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's really what I've been working hard towards. Like this last year, honestly, I've been busting my butt and I'm finally starting to like finish some like more original tunes that I'm gonna yeah play at Movement. I'm like debuting a lot of music there, so I'm really excited
That's
and
awesome. As you
hopefully
should.
yeah get some good crowd reaction. That's just more fuel to like get it signed if I send it to labels and stuff like that. So
Right. So, what does the music mean to you personally, and how does that influence your production?
So I would say it's just like my like form of like self-expression. I would say that's what music really means to me. And with my production, I think it really shines through to that. It kind of shines like a light on what kind of music I like because like the remixes that I have put out is all like G house, hip hop remixes, which like are like my two like loves. Like I love hip hop and I love G house.
Mhm.
So
Which
I think
again,
that's
they
like the
should
perfect,
go listen to that mix you did for my show because
yeah,
you really slammed them styles in there.
yeah, yeah, 100%. Yeah. So I think that is like when people hear like my songs, they're like, oh, like this is so you because they know me as a person. And I feel like when you listen to my songs, it kind of is, even if you don't know me, I feel like people will kind of grasp a sense of who I am,
Hmm.
which is what I like to convey as well. Because, yeah, people will make music and it's like, yeah, I don't even, I don't even like this stuff or I don't even like listen to this stuff. And it's like, then why are you making this?
Right.
So I just
Isn't
want
that
people
something?
to, yeah,
Just because you
it's,
can doesn't mean you should.
yeah, it's weird. But, I mean, to each their own, like I said,
Right.
everyone's trying to cut a check. Like, I don't judge anyone. It's just, like I said, we each have our own journey. So
Yes.
you do you, I do me. And, I hope for the best for both of us.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So,
There's enough
okay,
room for both of us, for all of us.
your sets. So you said you want people to kind of get to know you through the music that. So who is that? How would you describe her?
Myself,
Yeah, through your music.
um, I'm a fun-loving, carefree girl who likes to empower people to be their selves and not worry about judgment from other people. That's the vibe I want to create during my sets. And that's the vibe that I want people to get from me. Like I love when people are so themselves.
Hmm.
It's like no one else is you, so that's your superpower. So I love when people
No one
embrace that
else
about
is you.
themselves. Yeah,
I love that. No one else is you.
no one.
I love
That's
that.
your superpower. That's our superpower.
And you
Don't
do.
the
You
second you try to be someone else is the second that you're just not authentic to yourself. Like it's stuff's not going to come naturally to you. So, yeah. If you're true to yourself, then I feel like a lot good will come your way. It's just like it's just like divine intervention. That's how I see it.
I couldn't agree more. I
Thank you.
mean, everything that
Yes.
you said. Um, I do want to ask you about some of your current bookings. You just wrapped up a show just recently with Takami,
Um, yeah, I opened for Chami on Saturday.
and how was that?
Oh, it was great. I mean, it's Chami. Chami is actually funny story. Funny story. So I used to be a big bass head. I mean, I still am, but like, I like all genres now. But I used to be a big, big bass head in my like early 20s. And I remember I was like at this house party with my buddy. We were smoking outside and we were like listening to like, I don't know, some trap. And he was like, man, he was like, let me play you some, he was like, let me play you some other shit. I'm like, all right. He puts on Untrue by Chami, and I was like, what is this? And he's like, dude, it's Chami. And like him and I just like stayed outside the whole party, just us two smoking, listening to Chami. I was like, dog. So that was really like a full circle moment for me. He's like, yeah, the first house, like real like house artist that I listened to. So it was great. Yeah, it was a really fun set. The crowd was awesome. Like, yeah, the crowd was really, really dope. And of course, Chami was amazing and he gave me props and like I was just like got to talk to him for like a quick second. I was like, dude, you
He's
inspire
pretty
me so much.
legendary. He's
He
pretty
is.
legendary. Like
He's
even when
OG.
I have um we used to do these after hours at a friend's house. Um and we had the awesome party basement and my friends had a big ass chami flag.
Nice. The confessions.
Yes. And the DJ booth and everything else. It was just a cool spot for all of us friends to go and hang out after. But yeah, that's just reminds me of that. Every time that I, see him, I always think about that.
Oh, I
How
know.
much
He's
he's, in how much he has influenced you
yeah.
know, a lot of people, a lot of my own friends,
Oh
so
yeah, same.
yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was one of my like it was one of my cooler opening gigs so far. It's like definitely a top five, and the crowd was just going crazy the whole time. So it was dope. It was a really cool set. I was playing some like weird shit too, and I was like, hopefully they'll like it, and they liked it. I'm
What?
like, hey, this is what it's
Weird.
all about. Just testing the waters, man. Seeing if they like it. If they don't,
You gotta do
go
that
just
though.
switch out of
You
it.
have to do that though
Yeah, you have
sometimes,
to.
especially when you're feeling it, but you gotta see if they're feeling it, if
Exactly.
you gotta change course, you'll feel it.
Exactly.
And oh my gosh. Okay, so let me just say this. It has been just so awesome just seeing you evolve and get to this point in
Thank
your
you.
career, especially in the last 6 years, which has really been, you know,
Yeah.
amazing. It's been an amazing
Yeah.
progression. And even with, you play regularly in Detroit. Are you are you doing any more touring or anything else like that? Are there
Um, I have a few festivals lined up for this summer. Movement, Grid Life, and then a couple others that aren't announced yet. But yeah, right now I'm just doing like festivals. So far, I don't have anything else booked like show wise. So yeah, I'm just keeping busy with that. Producing, like really that's my main focus. So I've just been like really honing in on that and not going out, not distracting myself, not drinking. So
yeah.
yeah, trying to go places. So just trying to get serious, which I have been, and it's been great, and it's been paying off, which is really, really cool to see. So
What do you do for
yeah,
self-care?
yeah. What do I do for self-care?
Mhm.
Um, man, I just stay in and I stay in, meditate, work. Really like work on music, you know. I'd be lying if I didn't say I didn't veg in front of the couch and chill with my dog.
Yes,
Um, hang
which
out
is
with my
awesome.
girls, just chilling at the crib. I love to cook, so I'll make food, stuff like that. Self-care to me is really just staying in and working on yourself, no matter how that looks to others.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're heading in the right direction, girlfriend. You always
Yeah.
have been, you know?
Thank you.
And I think the music
Yeah.
really helps to elevate this whole journey
Yeah.
in your life. You're
Oh,
connecting
yeah.
with people. You have a wonderful following there too in your own city.
Yeah, it's crazy. I feel like it happened like over the last 2 years. It's really started to like become a thing, which is still crazy to me for people that come out to my shows because like yeah, like shit ain't cheap, you know? And like we all got lives, we all got stuff going on. So I always make sure to, tell people how grateful I am that they're there and stuff like that because it's important to have support from other people and people need to know that they're appreciated to keep coming. So yeah, no, it's been really cool and I can't wait to see what the next 6 years look like, you know?
I know, me too, because you'll have to come back.
Whenever you want.
I'll have my captain on, maybe with a turban next time with my glass of wine. I'm like, girl, what's going on?
Yes. I'll be back with my tea.
What?
I'll be back with my tea.
Right? So I can't wait. I can't wait for that conversation. Because you know what?
Same.
I love the fact that you and I are on that musical journey. It took us a while to
Yeah.
get to that space where we can confidently release music out there that we, aligns with us in our energy
Yeah.
and even the stuff that we want to play. Um,
Yeah.
I loved hearing you say that. It's just like so, this whole conversation is so wonderful and confirming in so many
I
levels.
agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Thank you
Because
so much.
me and you probably been through so much shit.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we just keep on going,
We persevere, baby.
right?
Yeah. We're killing it. You're killing it,
I
dude.
know. It's
It's
just like,
mad
yeah, I'm
inspiring.
so proud. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of the both of us,
Proud of you,
and
man. Yeah.
it's been quite a journey to get to this point. So even just sitting here, even before I even thought I was even going to ever have a career as a DJ, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here, I had you on my show before even all that happened. That's how long
That's
I've
crazy.
known you.
That's so crazy.
That's how
That's so
long.
wild.
Isn't that
Yeah.
wild?
That is wild.
That is
Damn.
so wild.
Seems
I
like it
can't.
was like a few days ago.
Yesterday.
Yeah,
It
literally.
is. But it's just like, but it's just I do pride myself in knowing really good energy when I hear it. And I'm
Same.
glad that my show, I didn't just, I didn't, yeah, it was house based, but it was house, techno, drum and bass. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
brought the,
All of it.
bass house in. I brought all of that in. I
Yeah.
had all of those, you know, bases like covered, you know, even though my show was like, but when I heard you, I was like, oh man, her energy slaps. And you were going in and out of them tracks like nothing. Matter of
Thank you.
fact, it actually inspired me when I was honing my skill and getting in and out. Like you being able to do it. I wanted to do that. And I would be at home just like practicing, because you never know when you're in a pinch, especially if you start talking like me and somebody. You got to be able to do that real quick and still
Yep.
be fly, like
Gotta
and
stay
be on
strapped.
beat. Right?
Yep. Yep.
That's exactly how I feel.
Gotta stay ready.
I love that because when I would look at your track list, all the tracks that you had, you went in and out of in all that whole hour.
Yeah. Yeah. I
There had to be about 45 tracks on that. I don't know.
oh
I
yeah.
can't remember. It was up there in that
Yeah.
hour.
Yeah, I like to mix fast, but then there's
Yeah.
some songs where I'm like, gotta let it ride,
Love
man,
it.
gotta let it
Yep.
ride. Like
Yep.
both drops, because
Hmm.
yeah, sometimes you gotta breathe, you gotta take a drink, gotta let the track breathe. But
Yeah.
yeah, I like to just like have pretty high energy.
I love it. I love it. And everybody should go listen to that mix. If you haven't, it should be right there. The Lolo Knows YouTube. Please hit that subscribe and notification button so that you don't miss an episode of In the Know with Lolo Knows. Coral, let me tell you something. I'm about to wrap this up, but I've probably got one more. Is there anything else you'd like to share with your fans or those who look up to you in the industry?
Um, I guess this is just like a huge thank you to everyone that's even just watching this. Like I was saying before, your support is what keeps artists going. Without you guys, there's no, shows, there's no music for us to make and put
Mm-hmm.
out. So I just appreciate everyone that's supported me and got me to where I am today, even if it's for one show, if you're a new follower or an old follower, it doesn't matter. I'm super grateful that you're here. And like I said, there's a lot more in store for me coming just this year, let alone, you know, the next five. So stay tuned. If you're in the Detroit area, I hope to see you at Movement. And if not,
You're on Resident Advisor, right?
no, I need to get on Resident
All
Advisor. I
right, get
know.
on there. I'm on
I
there. We
know.
need to follow each other.
All right. No, this is a sign because I know I need to make an account. So yeah, I'll make a Resident Advisor account and then you guys can follow me on there. But
Yes. But you got a
yeah,
SoundCloud.
got a SoundCloud. I'm on Spotify, Apple Music, uh, and yeah, my social medias, I would say I'm more active on my Instagram. So
Mm-hmm.
you can follow me on there at official QURL. And yeah, just stay tuned for what's next.
All righty. Thank you so much for joining us today. Hope you loved that conversation.
Love.
Please hit that subscribe and hit that notification to come back and get these shows for In the Know with Lolo Knows. Please follow me at loloknows.com and join my newsletter. In the know. Stay in the know with me, y'all. Okay. I don't spam, I don't do any of that. So go ahead and do that. And I look forward to another conversation next week. Thank you, Quirrell.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
love you so much. I
I
love
love you.
you.
Thank you
And I'm
so
very
much.
freaking proud of you.
Thank
Okay.
you so much. I'm proud of you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Hold on,
See you,
please.
girl.
Hold
Have
on,
a good
please.
one.
Bye.